I went to Myers and I found an awesome deal on mushrooms. So of course I had to buy as many as I could. And always wash your mushrooms. Mushrooms are like your parents, dirtier than you think. So wash your mushrooms. I like to put them in the water, kind of mush them around, let them sit for about 2 to 3 minutes. I put 2 containers in the bowl of water at one time. And clean your mushrooms, people. You don't want to eat dirt. This is why. Look how dirty. Disgusting. Wash your mushrooms. This is fermented garlic that was fermented in honey for about 6 months, and then I took it and I added it to butter and I blended it all up. It is so good. I'm going to stick about a half what you think a half a stick would be in this big pot here. Bloop. Bloop. And then we're going to saute all those mushrooms and make it look and taste so good. So good. Voila. Melt. Add all these mushrooms. That is 5 pounds of mushrooms, people. 5 pounds of mushrooms. So good. We are going to make this mushroom soup. I'm going to can it, but I like to use it as gravy instead of soup. That's a lot of mushrooms. A big pot. Last time I was able to get 12 jars out of this, and I made 2 batches because I got a really good deal on mushrooms. I think mushrooms are extremely expensive for what they are. But when you can find them on sale, take them and put them up. You can can them into this mushroom soup that you can use as gravy. So I just take the mushroom soup that I can, add about 2 teaspoons of flour, and I bring it up and it thickens. And then we got gravy for our steaks, our pot roasts, what have you. I will also take these when I find also a good sale, and I will dehydrate them. And then I will blend them up and put them in our Piscetti sauce. It like thickens it up. It also kind of gives it more of a meaty taste. And yeah, the kids don't know they're eating mushrooms, which are good for you. So, exactly, and we're just gonna keep mixing these. And this will cook down. And then we'll come back and we'll add some homemade beef broth to this. And make it good. Easy, convenient meals on a shelf on a busy Wednesday. All right, here we are at 5 pounds. It's kind of reduced by half. It's also starting to make its own mushroom juice. Which is also good. It's smelling a lot like mushrooms in here. I'm going to put this lid back on and let it reduce a bit more. And then we'll come back and finish it all. And then jar it up. Perfect. That's the reducedness that kind of want in our big pot here. That's a good mushroom slush and mix. I made a whole bunch of nice, good mushroom juice for you. Just really good. So like your mushrooms have cooked down to almost over the liquid. Let's see if I can move. Sorry. See if I can move you in here so you can see. And the broth almost reaches the top of the mushrooms there. There we go. Let me see if I can put you back on here without jostling you too much. Sorry. There we go. All right. So I have 2 quarts of homemade beef broth. I'm gonna pour those in there. All these beef broths, they smell so good. I wanted to drink the beef broth. That's how good beef broth smells. So, now you got lots of juicy juice in here. Yeah. Smells so good. All right, I'm gonna use this red wine for you. If you're not gonna drink it, don't cook with it. You could use whatever red wine you like. I'm gonna use almost a whole bottle. Almost a whole bottle. I'll save that for dinner. Mix this in here, let that reduce. Cook it, cook it, cook it. Let's cook that alcohol off. So all you do is really have the taste left to it. All right, I'm gonna let this cook a bit and then we'll come back and we'll add some seasonings to it. All right, I let it cook for a bit so you don't smell the alcohol smell anymore. Then I'm gonna add some lovely Worcestershire sauce. I have a heavy hand with it. You can have a lighter hand, depending on how much Worcestershire sauce flavorish you like. I'm gonna take some time, put it in. And I'm gonna take, I know we added garlic with the butter. I'm gonna add a bit more garlic powder. Woo. Woo. This is our homemade garlic powder. This is all we have left from all the garlic we grew last year and turned into powder. That's all we have left. I'm so sad. But I know that garlic season is right around the corner again, and we will get more. This is also onion powder from our onions. There we go. I packed it in there really good, so it didn't want to come back out. But I'm going to add just a little bit more. Now also, if you have sauteed onions, you can put sauteed onions in here as well and have a mushroom and onion. I am fresh out of onions. Our last 4 onions that we had went to seed. I cut they didn't go to seed, they sprouted greens and got mushy. So I cut the tops of them off and I used them as green onions. But the good thing is I already put my onion sets in 2 weeks ago and they are sprouting. So that's always great. And now I'm just gonna let this kind of cook and meld those flavors together. I will come back and continuously taste, see if it needs some pepper, see if it needs some salt, some more garlic, etc. But while I do that, I'm gonna do other stuff in the kitchen. I'll bring you along for it on this busy Wednesday. Now that we've been cooking and kind of cooking our juices and smelling really good, secret ingredient. Yes. It's a big pot, so go ahead and season with a heavy hand if you'd like. Mix that all in and let that cook some more. And bring that taste to the next level. This is the soup going into the jars. Like I said, this is a perfect helping for the 5 of us to all have some gravy. We don't really eat it as soup. So I will take this mushroom soup and I will add some flour to it when it's on the stove before I start cooking it. So open the jar, put it in your pot, add your flour, and just warm it up, and it will thicken up nicely, and it makes a nice gravy for any meat dish. You want gravy with your pot roast, you want gravy with your steak. And I will do the same thing, but kind of make it, oh, that mushroom in there, hot. Come on, get it, thank you, hot. I'll do the same thing, but I'll do it with onions instead of mushrooms. And that makes a great sauce for chicken. So I got my canner back there warming up and putting in the soup into my jars. So exciting. I am so glad I caught these mushrooms on sale to make more. It's lovely. Lovely soup, which is not soup, it's a gravy. In our case, this is totally a mushroom soup. If you want to take this and add some cream to it, not now. When you open it, do not add any cream and can. That's like a big no-no. But you can add cream to this when you open it and put it on your stove. And by all means, make yourself a cream of mushroom soup that has more mushrooms, heartier mushrooms, bigger mushrooms, and a lot more mushrooms. Oh, I just dribbled. Than your store-bought. Plus, you know exactly what's in this. And you don't have to guess or read some label that has some mumble jumble and hodgepodge words that you don't understand, can't pronounce, or nor care to even try to read because they're 52 or 83 letters long. This is all wholesome, good stuff that you would want to put in your body. The reason why these are separated is we go to different thrift stores and buy different ones. And this one actually has like, it says Mason on it. That one says Pure. So they're different ones. And then this one says Ball, really small on it. But these are like the standard normal ones that you see everywhere. So they all get mixed up and put on the shelf, kind of. Even though it's all the same thing. If we're having family over or whatnot, I'll bring out the prettier jars. And say, look at my jar. Isn't this interesting? Yep. Sometimes they have no idea. Sometimes they're like, oh yeah, and they just go along with it like, yeah, that's neat. But then a lot of times I get, you made this? Yeah, I made it. I splooged again. It's a lot better than what you can get from a can. Alright. I do not have enough to fill another one, but I'm going to pick out the last few little mushrooms out of here and divvy them up through the jars. Alright, let's wipe these rims. Make sure they're all nice and clean. We wouldn't have want to go through all that work and then them not seal. That would be horrible. The reason why you pick up these deals is so that you can put them away and use them. Oh, nope, stop. Okay. I almost spilt. All right. Hot jars. I need a little bit more room here to get my big hands in here. I think they made like little finger gloves that you put on your fingers, and then you can touch the jars and not get hot fingers. So I clean all the jars and then I double check just by running my finger over them, just to double check that there are no cracks or chips. Because you never know. Nope, that, see? There was something on there that my finger picked up. There we go. And I'm going to take my lids, put my lids on. I'm weird. I like my lids to all face the same direction. with the words and everything. You want to put these on finger tight. Don't crank them down. Do not call out He-Man or She-Ra. If you're young, you might not get that. But if you're older like me, it's a Saturday morning cartoon that you grew up with. Come on. There you go. Because you want the air to escape to make it a safe and sanitized environment in there. So it keeps your food nice and healthy. And here are the jars. The next day, all done. All of them sealed, and you get my green beans as well, because why not? But all these jars are all ready for the shelf.